Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So since the price of Bitcoin is showing a clear sign of weakness after failing to find support at this 50 exponential moving average that I showed on my yesterday's video, as you can see here, this red line, which was a very strong line of support, I made it very clear. If we lose the support from this 50 exponential moving average, along with that, we had an exact support from this top CPI line, as you can see here. This top CPI line was also lying parallelly with this 50 exponential moving average around 59,000, and that's why we were aware if the support, the strong support in a daily time frame is going to get broken, the next target according to the CPI line is going to be 57,000. As you can see, we came there, and also this 55,000 price area at the bottom CPI line. So now what to expect next? Because if you are aware, not just only in a daily but in a weekly, we broke out of this previous temporary resistance line, which should have been a very strong support for Bitcoin, because we were aware around that price range of 59 to 60,000. These lines were a very strong resistance line. We also retested that very often, you can see here, right? And price found support, but this time, as we can see very clearly, the price is breaking below this support. Now what could be the next possible scenario? Because if the price is heading towards the next possible target, then I strongly believe this price range, right, the previous top, this one, right, is going to be the next potential target around this 52 to 53,000 here in a weekly time frame. But that doesn't make the trend bearish. Let me show you this one scenario here. If you look at the price surge from this swing low till this swing high, you can see the price of Bitcoin has gained almost like 1,700%. And now if we do see this pullback again around this 20-25%, guys, is it going to make you feel bearish? Maybe for the short term, right? But the long term, the trend is still bullish. So please keep this in mind. So that's why, since the trend here has already failed to find support at this previous temporary line, if this trend is going to continue, the next possible target, as I've already said, is going to be around this 52 to 53,000, and I strongly believe that will be the bottom for Bitcoin. Why? Because if you look at this price structure, not just only in a weekly but also in a daily time frame, let me show you this one scenario. So guys, now let me show you why I strongly believe if the price of Bitcoin does see this retracement around this 52, 53,000, I believe that would be the bottom, and after that the price could see some really nice impulsive movement, because we are aware in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever we follow this rising wedge, and also once the price broke out of this support from the rising wedge, we had this price retracement. In our case, since we were also forming a pretty similar scenario, once the price broke out of this rising wedge, the lower line area, we started this price retracement. And if this is going to continue according to this rising wedge, as we are already aware, you can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin, right, could be heading towards this price range of 52 to 53,000, because we are aware around this previous stop, as I showed you with the weekly, right, you can see there is strong line of support. And now if this is going to continue to the downside, and also according to this rising wedge, this would be the lower price target, and after that we could see some consolidation and again price ready for this next movement here to the upside. I do have different other scenario that is also pointing out that around this area, that would be the market bottom for Bitcoin if we would see any sort of a further retracement here in price action of Bitcoin. Let me show you that. And also, guys, let me make you aware, we have around $4,700 bonus available for our community members from BYBIT and PHEMEX. If you like to trade Bitcoin, then feel free to use this BYBIT raffling, which is giving around $3,500 bonus to our community member. And if you like to trade altcoin, then you can use this PHEMEX raffling, which is giving around $1,200 bonus. So this is a great opportunity. Try grabbing it. So now let's switch into other chart. So guys, now again here in a daily time frame, if you are aware, we talked about this exact price movement on my yesterday's video, because we were aware the MACD, RSI and the T3CCI were clearly showing sign of weakness. The similar scenario also unfolded here before price saw this retracement and heading here to the upside. I mean, if we look at the previous example, the MACD, we had this bearish MACD cross. RSI line was following this falling trend line and also headed below 50 level. T3CCI started jumping below negative territory, and we were also seeing this price retracement kind of scenario. And in our case, we said, since this is also a bearish MACD cross RSI line is also following this falling trend line below 50 level again, and the T3 CCI, as you can see, is in a negative territory. So in a daily time frame, maybe, right, we could be seeing some sort of a retracement, and this is exactly what we also saw here with price action of Bitcoin. Now, as I've already showed you with this falling wedge, and also in a bigger frame, if the trend of Bitcoin is going to continue this rally here to the downside, then we are also aware this rising trend line, right, which is one very, very strong line of support, and it's also showing us the possible trend direction. So if this trend is going to see a pretty similar scenario, I mean some weakness again towards this rising trend line around this price range, right, 50 to 53, this is the strongest support that we have for Bitcoin. And after that, you can see we could be expecting some really, really nice bounce here in price action of Bitcoin. And I also believe the price retracement is about to end. Now let me show you with this CPR indicator. So guys, now if we look at the price action of Bitcoin, let me show you this one very, very interesting scenario here in a 4-hour time frame. Because if we monitor the price movement, when the price of Bitcoin started this new move here, right, you can see the price never touched the CPR line until here. That made the price a clear VCPR. Whenever you see the VCPR appearing in price action, at the end, the price does gravitated towards the CPR line. And this scenario happened in our case. I mean, the price did got gravitated towards the CPR line, and now we are approaching this bottom CPR line, right? So around that range. But if we look at the previous example, when the price also formed another VCPR here, I mean, you can see the price started hitting here to the upside without touching the CPR line, right? All of a sudden, we had this price pullback. This price pullback came at the CPR line. After some consolidation, you can see we even broke the support from the bottom CPR line, went a bit lower before starting this new move here to the upward direction. And also, right, also if you go backward here from this 2020, you can see June month, and all of a sudden when we saw this VCPR unfolding, you can see we got gravitated towards the CPR line, right? Range bound type of scenario, price went lower than the bottom CPR line, and after that, as you can see, some consolidation and again a new move here to the upper direction. So if we look at this price structure now, right, in our case, if the price is also going to see another movement, right, bit lower than the bottom CPR line, as I've already said, you can see this could be around this 52, 53,000, and after that we could be starting a new move here to the upper direction, just like as shown here in the example. This example as well from rising wedge, and also here in a weekly time frame. So guys, now you can see if the price of Bitcoin does see any sort of a retracement, that is not going to make me bearish, right? In the long term, as you can see, we are still bullish. That could just be a temporary pullback before price again starts moving here to the upper direction. So these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then come on, hit that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.